Shabbat Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Bahashim Akakodash, double honors to the apostles and other bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them. That taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, the 144,000 and one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. My brother Yeshua and Shabbat Shalom, salutations to you all. It's a WW3 Daily update. And just the last few tidbits, if you will, before World War III. Everybody's making sure everybody's ready. So I'm going to read this, Ezekiel 38:7. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Let's read it again and break it up. Be thou prepared. Who is thou? Thou is Gog, who is Russia. Be prepared, Russia, and prepare for yourself, you and all your company that are assembled unto you. Who is that? Starts here. Okay. Who's assembled unto Russia? Got Iran, Ethiopia, Libya. That's a whole lot of African countries. When you go back, right, find out what Ethiopia looked like on the map. It wasn't just a little tiny plot that you see today. No, this is damn near half of the continent. Okay. Anyway, all of them was shield and helmet. Okay. It named off Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, right? Then it mentions Turkey. Then it mentions Syria, right? And then it mentions anybody who I didn't mention by name. And all you got to do is look at who's clicked up today. Just, again, BRICS. Those people are not allies. They have interests together. This is about money and finance, BRICS is. We're not going to fight for that? Of course we are. All right, now we get to the matter at hand. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. That's huge. That means make sure they got everything they need. Weapons. Make sure they got everything they need, everybody, all your homies, and then protect them. See, let's go over that again. Be thou, who's thou? Russia. Be thou prepared. Means make sure you got everything. Make sure you got enough nukes. Make sure you got the most nukes out of everybody. Check. And prepare for thyself. Let's be redundant. You, thou, Russia, and all, and who? And all. You mean all? Including Iran? And it says, prepare, be thou what? What does it mean to be prepared? Ready. I got everything I need. I got my nukes. I want you to be prepared. And prepare for yourself. You, and prepare also. You prepare. Make sure you're prepared. And make sure all, that means Iran, got them what they need to fight a nuclear war too. Why? How do we know that? Because I'll be protecting them. That's what this is saying. It's telling you that. All of them. Libya got nukes. Ethiopia got nukes too. And everybody else who don't have, they got nukes too. If you're under this, right? This says all thy company that are assembled unto thee will be protected by this alliance. Starting with Gog. Okay? Now, Let's watch this. This is an open-minded thinker show. 44 minutes ago, breaking: Putin drops nightmare news over Israel's devastating plan against Iran. You know what? I'm over here guarding my homies. This is what it says. Be thou what? I'm over here being Beauregard, nigga. Beauregard Jones. I'm Bogart. What? Be thou prepared. The Most High right now is doing the programming. He's the master programmer. You're going to be prepared, nigga. You can have everything, and you're going to Bogart right here. So let's see. Let's see. Yep. No, you're not going to come up and come Bogart. Putin drops nightmare. No, I'm Bogart right here. You ain't got no devastating plan.
Russia has vowed to bolster Iran's military capabilities with an influx of advanced warplanes and...
Hear that? Russia's giving Iran a whole bunch of weapons. What we're not going to tell you about is them nukes. You could just extrapolate, nigga. Look that word up. Look it up. Right? Listen.
Military capabilities with an influx of...
With an influx of everything, including what they need to win.
Russia has vowed to bolster Iran's military capabilities with an influx of advanced warplanes and air defense systems, signaling a robust response to potential US and Israeli strikes aimed at halting Tehran's alleged nuclear ambitions.
Now, what he just said, right, is what we read, right, in Ezekiel. So this is a prophecy taking place, okay? And anybody that doesn't understand, this is not about whether Iran has nukes or not. It's about far more than that. On its face, they have nukes.
Russian President Vladimir Putin issued a stern warning to President Donald Trump during a late-night address on April 2nd, 2025, cautioning that any attack on Iran would trigger dire consequences for the region and beyond. This development follows weeks of heightened rhetoric from Washington and Tel Aviv, where both nations have accused Iran of advancing a clandestine nuclear weapons program, a charge Tehran vehemently denies, insisting its nuclear efforts are for peaceful energy.
The upgraded...
So you know that there's like marches, hands off and all of that shit in the street. What is that about? That's about shielding the American people's eyes from the fact that they're in World War III.
Energy purposes. Russia's pledge to flood Iran with military hardware, including cutting-edge fighter jets and missile defense systems, marks a pivotal shift in the Middle East's power dynamics.
Do you hear what this is about? This is about Russia making sure that Iran has what it needs to fight World War III. They're not going to make mention of nuclear weapons that Iran already has, their own. Don't be stupid. Okay? You don't just show everybody your hand. All right? FAFO, right? FAFO has to have meaning, doesn't it?
Raising the stakes in an already volatile standoff. At OMT News, we're dedicated to bringing you sharp, no-nonsense analysis on the conflicts shaping Palestine, Yemen, and beyond.
And the reason that we say, oh, I'm not on the side of Iran. I'm on the side of Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah. I already know how this is going to end. Right? We already know who's going to win. The Bible tells you, right? That Iran is not going to lose. All right, how about that? So anyway, here's what's going on. The prophecies are jumping.
In a world where propaganda drowns out truth and narratives are manipulated to fit political agendas, we refuse to take the easy route. We don't do spin. We don't take sides. We dig deep, call out hypocrisy, and break down the complexities others ignore. But independent reporting like this doesn't thrive without...
We filter things through the scriptures. Scriptures are right, not us. The scriptures.
support. If you value balanced, unfiltered discussion, don't let efforts to silence voices like ours win. Like and share this video to push back against the algorithm and IDF internet bots.
Come on.
Subscribe to stay ahead of the conversation. The Russian Foreign Ministry amplified Putin's message on April 3rd, 2025, with spokesperson Maria Zakharova declaring that any military action against Iran's nuclear infrastructure would be illegal and unacceptable, predicting catastrophic fallout that could destabilize the entire region. This statement came on the heels of reports that US and Israeli military planners have been conducting joint exercises simulating strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities, such as the heavily fortified Natanz enrichment site. Russia's response appears to be a calculated move to deter such an operation, leveraging its long-standing alliance with Iran, which has deepened since the two nations began collaborating more closely during the Syrian civil war in 2015. Historically, Moscow has viewed Iran as a critical buffer against Western influence in the Middle East, a relationship cemented by shared opposition to US hegemony and bolstered by joint military drills, including a notable naval exercise with China in the Gulf of Oman in March 2025.
I'm going to stop it right there. That's enough. Okay? I mean, as you can clearly see, there's pretty much no turning back. And it's probably a lot further along than what we're looking at right now. All right? Media's playing catch up to reality. So, yeah, Putin is saying this right here. Look, don't mess with my homies. I see you trying to creep up from the backside. If you could take them down, then you're right up on my doorstep, and I'm not going to let that happen, so you already know. So where's it going, right? This is making Putin mad. Is it not? Let's get that real quick. Stir up. Who's stirring them up? Who's doing that? That's Babylon. Who's threatening to bomb Iran? Is it Israel or is it Babylon? It's Babylon. Okay. What is that doing? It's making Vlad mad. The what? Let's go through this real quick and I'll go ahead and close. Isaiah 13:17. Behold, meaning look. Right? I, who's I? The Most High will do what? Stir up. Who? Russia. Most High is going to stir up. We'll figure out what that means. Stir up who? The Medes, Russia, against them. Who's them? Babylon, America. See that? And they can't be bribed. Right? Behold, look, I, the Most High, will stir up the Medes, Russia, against America. Russia against, not Russia against the Ukraine. Russia against Israel. No. Babylon. Babylon the Great. Understand? Now, stir up. Let's go here. What was it? Isaiah 13:17. How did it go to 66? Isaiah 13. 133. Not doing that. 16. So I could bear with me. Oh, right here. Let's get stir up. And I'll tell you what it means. It means to put the spirit of triumph. Okay? To be triumphant. Boom. See that? Stir up, to stir up insight, to be excited, be triumphant. Okay. To raise up. Watch. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's do this. Stir up. Awaken. Put in motion. Let's see. How did I get that? Stir up, arouse. Yeah. Let's see. This is what it is, triumphant. What does triumph mean? What does it mean to triumph? Triumph means to win a war. How do we know it? Okay, what is this talking about? I will stir up the Medes. Again, is this talking about war? This is talking about war. Is it not? Isn't this talking about war? It is. Okay, so be triumphant. Let's go over here. Triumph. 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 Death. The definition of triumph: to win a war, a great victory or achievement. Processional entry of a victorious what? General. What is a general? He fights a war. To be successful. Triumph is dealing with a victory or conquest by or as if by military force. See that? Triumph definition of a victory or conquest by or as if a military force. Now let's go back to who's being triumphant. I will put the spirit of triumph on Russia over America. Behold, I will stir up, which means to put the spirit of victory. I'm going to put the spirit of victory on Russia against the Babylonians. See that? Let's go back. To be triumphant. What does triumph mean? Here's the definition of triumph: a victory or conquest. This is what the Most High is doing to Vladimir Putin. He's putting the spirit of a victory or conquest as if by military force. A notable success. The military campaign was a notable success. Let's see. When you win a war, fight, or competition. Cambridge. Okay. It says a very great. You didn't even click on it. You're just reading the outside. A nigga will say some dumb shit like that. Okay, I clicked on it. Now, nigga. All right. A very great success, achievement, or victory equals when you win a war. See that? A fight or a competition or a feeling of great satisfaction or pleasure caused by. So you can put the spirit of triumph. What is that? A feeling of great satisfaction or pleasure caused by winning a war or a fight or a competition. Very great success. So let's go back and see how Vlad must be feeling right now. Right? Stir up. What does it mean to stir up? I'm going to put the spirit of conquest on this motherfucker. And he like this, no, nigga, I don't want your goddamn money. I'm going to take your money too. You can't give me your money. I'm a ravisher. Anyway, see? Anyway. You understand? So, What have we done? We did it. Putin drops my nightmare news. He's protecting, right? Who? He's protecting his allies. If we go back to Ezekiel, but we won't. We're going to end it right here. So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. You brothers, you righteous brothers. All right. Don't lose that love and feeling. All right. We hope the elect are edified. Shabbat shalom.